If you've been following one of Apple TV's greatest alternate history dramas, you already know that For All Mankind has been one of the most consistently excellent shows of the entire decade. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. And yes, we're talking about the final season. Season 6 is happening, and today we're breaking down everything we know so far. Show background. For those who need a quick refresher, the show imagines what the world might have looked like if humanity had stayed completely focused on pushing into the stars. Recent seasons took us all the way to a Mars colony, showing both the triumphs and the very messy complications that come with it. And now co-creators Ronald D. Moore, Matt Wolpert, and Ben Nadivi are finally bringing their original vision full circle, with this final season set to catch up with our own world in the 2020s. That's right, the alternate timeline is about to collide with the present day. And hey, if you're grieving the end of the main show, there's actually a silver lining. The Soviet-focused spin-off Star City, led by Anna Maxwell Martin, is already getting rave reviews. So the world lives on, just in a different form. Release date. Now let's get into the details. When is Season 6 actually coming? So here's the thing. Apple TV has officially renewed For All Mankind for a 6th and final season, but there's no confirmed premiere date just yet. What we can do is look at the show's track record. Historically, the show has turned around each new season within about 14 months of the previous finale. Season 5 wrapped up in late May 2026, so if that pattern holds, we're likely looking at a July or August 2027 release window. But to be clear, that's speculation for now. We'll keep you updated as soon as anything official drops. Cast. All right, let's talk about who's coming back. Now, Season 6 will be missing arguably the show's most iconic face. If you've seen Season 5, you know exactly what we're talking about. Ed Baldwin, played by Joel Kinnaman, known for his roles in Detective Hole and Peacemaker, was killed off in Season 5, and that hit hard. Ed has been a central figure since the very first episode, and while this isn't the first time the show has said goodbye to a major character, this particular departure hit differently. It drove home the fact that this story is truly, finally heading toward its end. But the good news? There are plenty of familiar faces expected to return for the final chapter. Here's the lineup we're looking at. Ren Schmidt as Margot Madison, Coral Peña as Aleida Rosales, Eddie Gathegi as Deva Issa, Toby Kebbell as Miles Dale, Morel Enos as Celia Boyd, Sean Kaufman as Alex Politov Baldwin, Ruby Cruz as Lily Dale, Enos Asserson as Avery A.J. Jarrett. A strong ensemble heading into the finale, and there's a lot of story left to wrap up for all of these characters. Plot. So what's actually going to happen in Season 6? Plot details are pretty scarce right now, but the co-creators Matt Wolpert and Ben Nadivi have made one thing very clear. They are going to finish the story the way we've always hoped. And honestly, in a world full of rushed final seasons and cliffhangers that never get resolved, it's genuinely refreshing to hear that For All Mankind has an ending that's both mapped out and fully funded. Wolpert explained the vision perfectly. The goal from day one was always to reach the present day, to trace the story all the way from that initial divergence point in 1969, right up to the modern moment, and show just how radically different our world could have been if humanity had kept pushing forward as a species. And Nadivi added something that really stuck with me. He said that while the journey has taken unexpected turns, and they've diverged from certain things and lost people along the way, they're still following that original roadmap, and he made sure to say, "It's been an incredible journey." Then he closed with this: "I think the ending's gonna be something else." That's the kind of confidence that gets you excited. Trailer. Now, as for a trailer, there's nothing to share just yet. No footage, no teaser, nothing officially released so far. But the moment something drops, we'll be covering it immediately, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. So that's everything we know about For All Mankind Season 6 right now. The likely release window, the cast returning for the final ride, and the promise of an ending that the creators have been building towards since that first divergence back in 1969. It's bittersweet, but it sounds like this show is going to go out on its own terms, and that's all you can really ask for. If you're also excited about the Star City spin-off, drop a comment below. I'd love to know if you've been watching that. And as always, like the video if this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.